We back up in this thing. You can't roll with us if your last name don't got no loyalty. Podcast party poppin', but you already knew. I've been rolling with these folks. This that Monday night crew. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you.
Yo, what's happening, good people, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Monday Night Crew. It's your boy K.Mims, the only spot you get authenticity and entertainment at the same time. We got the one and only lady of the show tonight, Miss Asia. What's happening? What's happening?
Hey.
I got my bros with me, Louis B, DJ J Dub. What's happening?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
Hey, so I got a question for y'all, man. Asia, this ain't got nothing to do with you. I just got a question for the guys. So I've been watching Pop the Balloon a lot, right? I'm kind of like a weekly listener. Do y'all think, and this is not a question for me, I really want to know, do y'all think tall women are intimidating?
No.
I'm asking an honest question.
No.
Do y'all feel like tall women are intimidating?
No.
I feel like tall women are obsessed at the fact that they're tall.
Like, meaning
they if they're taller than the average woman or even taller than the average man, I feel like they obsess about this shit.
Sure. Hey, Lou, do you feel strongly about this, bro?
Because like every woman that I met that is taller, that's all they talk about.
How tall they are?
Yes.
You know what'd be funny about me? This is what made me ask. Asia, I'm not exempt. You can have the conversation. I'm just asking. What made me realize is like a lot of tall women be like height. But like what get me is like, you know, a guy has to like you back, right? Like you know a guy has to want a tall woman, right?
Is that just like what I just said?
Yeah.
That play right into what I just said.
It probably does, but the thing that kills me is you don't see a lot of tall guys with tall women.
You don't.
Nope.
That's the crazy part. I'm like,
they get the petite little joints.
Not little joints.
Yeah.
I ain't know what to say.
we got Louis.
My brain is mentally exhausted. Y'all about to get the J version. The J version.
Yeah, because I'm like, bro, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, no matter how tall they are, I'm like, I've never heard a guy say like, oh, y'all like tall women. Like,
now, I do like climbing trees.
Me too. But the thing is like you rarely hear a guy say that's their preference. Is the point I'm making. The way I hate this, man. I'm gonna be honest. I hate like how a taller than average woman that is the average height of a guy that thinks she's 6 foot.
Right.
That's the ones that get me.
Yeah.
On that show, they'll say stuff like, yeah, you're just not tall enough. The guy be like, hey, I'm 6'1". How tall are you? Oh, I'm 5'6". Huh?
Those are ignorant ones to me. I don't
They
really,
would be taller than the girl though. That's what makes me laugh, makes me kind of trip out. They're like, you barely taller than me, and then she got 4-inch heels.
Exactly. How tall are you take your heels off? I'm 5 feet even. So what are we discussing here?
And then heels shouldn't even count in your height. That kills me.
I mean,
Yes, I think it should. Yes, it should.
There you go. Go ahead.
That's what she's going to be wearing most of the time anyway. And or when she does have those heels on, if the ratio is a little off, right? So for some women, right? And I think for some men too, if they're not into tall women. Like if their woman has heels on and she's looking him eye to eye, if a man does not want a woman that is looking him eye to eye, it's going to be an issue. For some people, not for all people, but for some people.
You got to be secure in You got to be secure in yourself, man. I think the whole like height thing, I do feel like I'm hearing the conversation more now than I ever have. I think, you know, as it was explained to me one time, I think women feel more protected with taller or larger men, and I get that, right? But you know, just when you really look at all the requirements that men have to meet, so not only does he have to be above 6 feet, he has to make 6 figures, and that pool of men is very limited, and they're the choosers. That's the thing I don't think that everyone understands. Like that caliber of man is the one who chooses. You don't get to pick that man because it's so far and few between.
For sure.
That's
I just
fair,
wanted to ask.
all the tall queens out there, you know what I'm saying? That's wearing them 6-inch heels also. Shout out to them.
Yeah, but they be 5'1" doing it. That'd be my thing. It'd be like, all right. But no, I was just asking because I be realizing when I'm watching, I'm like, damn, that's really becoming a real thing. And I'm like,
it is.
Like, and don't get me wrong, like, my wife is a tall woman, her cousins are tall, so I'm like, her mom is tall, so I'm like, you have to be not only secure, but that has to be your preference, damn near, for you to move about it the way you do. But hey, that's not why we're here tonight, man. Let's get into the social news. All right, man, we're going to pop it out really quickly. I'm not going to spend long on this, but I do want to acknowledge the life, the legacy of Angie Stone, man, RIP. That was a tragic loss this weekend. I'm not going to lie. I don't want my black card revoked. I don't know her whole bag, but I do know what she meant to the black community. I do know what she meant to music, to her condolences to her family. What was y'all thoughts when y'all heard that news? We ain't going to stay in this bag long, but I want to acknowledge, her life, her legacy. The tragedy that happened this weekend, man. What's y'all are y'all Angie Stone fans?
Yeah,
I am.
What? Absolutely.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm not. I'm
Asia like that neo soul.
I do.
All day.
Hey Jay, do you know who Angie Stone is?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
And I mean her catalog was very good. I can't necessarily say devastated by the news. I was, like taken back a little bit because, it does hurt the black community and everything. I was more really kind of irritated and upset because somebody played another video after it, making it seem like that she was still alive. And I think that kind of took away from the moment. I don't know if you guys have seen that video.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't.
Yeah, I did.
It kind of irritated me a little bit. So that's,
I think people just have become so insensitive to transitions. Like, it's all about who says it first, not really worrying about who is affecting the way they say it, what they do. Mm-hmm. I was shocked, man. My rule of thumb is like, I gotta wait till it comes out everywhere because I don't be knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got certain sources, but I'm not getting into that, Jay. That is disrespectful. That is wild. Just wanted to say salute on her legacy. Condolences to the family. RIP Angie Stone, man. RIP.
RIP.
All right, so the first video we got, man, Taraji P. Henson was at an Essence event. We're gonna play it. It's about 2 minutes long, so we're gonna let it play out. We're gonna watch it and then kind of give our thoughts to what was going on here.
Only black superhero.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Taraji.
Hi.
Looking amazing.
It's Israel. How is your day going? You're zazzling. You're very zazzling. My homeboy got a book for a black superhero woman.
I can't take that.
Could you at least let me take a
out
picture?
and then maybe I really can't.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, can I at least get a picture? Hey, thank you for being honest.
I have to.
Which one's yours? She said she can't be in contact with your foolish. Here,
Didn't say that.
give me this. Take that picture, bro. Come here. You see I'm with a queen? Do something.
Boy.
Listen, you know we good.
It's better this way because the light is coming this way, so it's face.
Listen.
There you go.
Boy, she uncomfortable, boy.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Let me see
3,
your
2,
book
1.
and stuff.
All right.
You can't touch it, bro. I feel that.
Because it's the model. It ain't OG.
I am represented.
Did you get that picture?
Yeah, I got it.
Is it good? Let me see.
If you get it to my people, that's
more,
the
one
only
more.
way
Tell
I
me
can
who
do
is
that.
your people.
Are you guys ready? All right. 3, 2, 1.
Rondé Garrett.
3, 2, 1. All right. Perfect.
Thank you, Tupac.
Thank you.
Tupac.
He's Tupac.
My queen.
Yeah.
I'm your bodyguard until now. What you need me to do?
Nothing, babe. I just need
I'll
my
drop
card
all
and-
these niggas.
Okay.
Hey, look, man. Where y'all want to start, dog?
And I'll drop all these niggas.
Hell no. So I'll give my first off thoughts. When I first saw it, two things, man. Taraji shouldn't be in public by herself like that. She should always have somebody with her. I don't know the exact scenario before or after, what she was waiting on, where she was going. I don't know all those things. I think she held it together very well. To be by herself, you famous. People ask you to take this. Can I get pictures? Because the camera's always on, obviously. Like, she handled that very well. My thing is this. I don't know, man. I don't know his story, but like, can you not read nonverbals? Like, you so worried about a picture that you willing to make this woman uncomfortable just so you get a picture. And then you talking crazy. Oh, buddy, who she said no to, she just said no and moved on. But here, you want to get a picture, you want to do this, you want to do that. And I'm like, come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. What's y'all thoughts?
Was this the same dude that Vivica Fox was fussing at too?
It was.
People just want attention, man. That's all it is. And these are grown adults behaving this way. You know, I think it's just where society has gotten to the point to where everybody just wants their 5 minutes of fame. So I don't know. It's embarrassing to see stuff like that, right? Because she's a pioneer. She's one of the, she's one of the more renowned actresses in Hollywood, right? Especially as an African American woman. One of our storytellers of the Hidden Figures story, things like that. So I think that incident is, I think, maybe normal to celebrities, but the fact that they put it online to try to get clout, I mean, it's sad. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
As well.
Jay, what's your thoughts, brother? Oh, go ahead, Adrian. Was that you?
Yeah, I think Adrian was about to speak.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, as a Black woman, it really, like, a lot of things that rubbed me the wrong way. Keenan, to your point, it was like, okay, yeah, where is her bodyguard, right? Or bodyguards or entourage or something, right? And then secondly, it wasn't just one guy. It was three distinct different male voices, because you had the man that was taking the picture, you had the man that was in the picture, and then you had some other man that was still talking to her about this book. Right. And so, like, and then approaching her. And so that, for me, that screamed, like when they say, like, Black women are like the most unprotected, right? Like, that was the visual representation of that for me, because it was men that were doing that. And it was like but then trying to be like nice about it, quote unquote, like, oh, my queen, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. Like, it was just so unnecessary. It was like, I felt uncomfortable watching it.
I just don't know. I don't know how you would approach that, man. Like, I'm a fan of Taraji P. Henson. You know what I mean? Like, I might, you know what I'm saying? My marriage might be on the line. My wife know that if she ever said hey to me. But I would never approach somebody and make them uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn, bro, whatever you going for, back to Lewis' point, whatever you going for, whatever you trying to do, is it that serious? Like, is it really like that big of a deal for that 2 minutes of fame to really, like, and this is what I think we don't realize about humans. And we're talking about a Black woman, but I'm saying the humans, we don't know what she's been through, how triggering that could be for her, for different people just approaching her like that. And she got to hold it together, and she got to do whatever she needs to do to maintain it. And let's be clear, bro, she was very nice during the interaction. You could tell she didn't want to hug him. She still responded very nicely, like, get it over to my people, even though she may not read it. Like, bro, we don't know what that woman been through in her past in order to figure out, like, what her real triggers are or what the reaction should be. I just think it's bad when I didn't know what Lewis said at the beginning was true. Like, I didn't know this dude was known for that. It makes it even worse that this same dude had that interaction with two Black women. Like, what's the goal of what you trying to do, man? That's what I don't get, bro. And it just make us look bad, bro. I'm being honest. Like, it makes us look bad, dog. It's like, About to say
We
something.
got to protect our own. We got to protect our own. We got to respect our own.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is there a different approach that could have been taken?
Him not showing up. Honestly, because I mean, honestly, for me, I was irritated by the video. I hate when people just try to get, like you said, their 2 minutes of fame, and she wasn't protected at all. That's number one. Number two, another part that rubbed me the wrong way is not only did she take the picture, but he put his arm around her. So like you're invading her space and you're touching her. So you're really taking it to the next level. She's playing it cool because we don't know if she was terrified deep down inside. She has 3 guys coming at her in public. Nobody's stepping in. And I mean, we've seen, guys ask for a female number and get violent off of that. So she's probably thinking, hey, I just need to play it cool just to make it out of here. And women shouldn't have to think like that, man. And it was just too aggressive and very unnecessary.
For sure. Any thoughts?
They grown as hell doing that, bro. That's just
what bothers me.
That's what I was just about to say.
That's what bothers me, bro.
Like they look like they in their 40s doing mess like that.
Yeah. That's crazy, dog.
And
I don't care how famous they are.
These are the same guys that I swear were like passing out mixtapes, thinking that was gonna get them somewhere. I also don't like the fact that like the guy that was trying to get the picture taken, that like even if you notice like how he was speaking to the guy that was taking the picture, he made it seem like he was coming in to quote unquote save her from the guy that's talking about his book. Like even that whole interaction, it was manipulative, to be honest. It was divisive. And that type of stuff is like really, that's just like off-putting in general. It's weird.
110%.
Agreed.
110%. All right, so next we have, it's no video, but next, I don't know if y'all been following the whole shebang behind Making the Band recently, so I'm gonna give context to what's been happening. Art of Dialogue is a dope YouTube channel that's kind of like the black, I'm gonna say the black version of like Vlad TV, but it's very more genuine. People really rock with him. So Chopper from Making the Band went on Art of Dialogue and basically said that Freddie P was knocking the singer Sarah down. So Freddie P and Chopper are really cool. And what ended up happening was Sarah ended up suing Diddy for like I think 60 million for allegedly sexual harassment or some things of that nature, suing Diddy for 60 million for alleged acts. We're gonna leave that there. That's not what we're talking about. So Freddie P goes on Art of Dialogue and basically confirms that he was knocking Sarah down during this whole time. And using verbiage like her husband at the time was my dog. Saying like I was cool with her husband, but this is what happened with 2 people are lonely, X, Y, Z. And then he kind of says in so many words, allegedly, I'm gonna say, or in so many words, like, if anybody would have knew what was going on between her and that person, I would have known because we were doing this. And Chopper walked in on an interaction that gave him the upper hand. So 2 questions I have to start this conversation off. What's more foul? You calling that man your dog while you knocking his wife down? Or holding this secret for 20 years, man. Like, and out of everybody, Freddie P was the one getting it. Hey, you gotta watch it. Hey, you gotta watch him.
That's a Florida boy. That's a Florida boy.
Yo, that's crazy. I never in a million years would have thought that. It's Chopper's fault, dog. You put your boy out there, man. What's y'all thoughts, though?
I'll go first on this one.
Go ahead, Jay.
It's definitely foul. Number one, that he was not only knocking that man's wife down, but calling him his dog. For sure, that's just out of line. The other thing is you said about holding the secret for 20 years. Like, why hold it for 20 years and expose it now? Like, I don't understand people's angle of like, what's your point now? Like, it's kind of like the August, Alsina and Will situation. Like, that was over with. And then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna come and make an album. Like, why explain it now? It happened. You know what I mean? They were probably working through some things. So it goes back to the scenario before. People are just, I guess, big kids. Like, what are y'all doing with y'all lives? To be saying like 20 years later, oh yeah, no, I was knocking it down. And not only doing that, like you going into detail, like, yeah, it was like, yeah, that's childish.
Jay don't like that. Hey, Jay
Nah,
don't like that.
about all the way.
Jay looking at the clock.
Man, I lay hands.
Hey, Jay. So you say you would have did it and I said nothing.
Bro, 20 years. Bro, I wouldn't knock down nobody's wife.
Oh,
But-
okay. Hey, you
Yeah.
pass that.
Look, boy, nah. But if that did happen 20 years later, we taking that to the grave.
That's foul, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's what proximity does that people don't realize.
Mhm.
That's what proximity does, dog. It ain't about. And I was just joking about Freddie P. I don't know him. He saying cool, but like proximity. I got a problem. You got a problem. That's how it happens. And if you actually watch the whole clip, it's kind of crazy where like they were in tune with sneaking and geeking about it. Like they were actually trying to like make sure nobody knew. You know, man, I would have a problem even if she divorced me. I would have a problem knowing that you had me up in this house. He knocked you down. I'm dapping this man up, dog. That's what gets me. Like, do what you do, but don't be having me dapping people up, man. That's crazy to me, dog.
Jesus.
That's crazy to me, man. That crosses a line, bro. Like, if I ain't make the cut and you decided to step out, we'll handle that in a different way. But like the manipulate, and don't get me wrong, you know, I think a lot of times while we watching it, we don't realize that they kids too at the time. Like they in their early 20s. They not adults like we are now. But
Right.
the one thing I will say that I respect that's maybe not respectable to everybody else, he didn't go up there and bash Sarah like she was this type of woman, or she was a, you know, he didn't use any bad language. He really explained why it happened. Whether you agree with it or not, he gave full context to how they ended up, you know, doing what they did. But it was just kind of like, damn, dog, like my wife though. That's how people crash out. No, I'm
For
serious.
real.
Boy.
You got any thoughts on that, Asia?
No, I agree with everything y'all said. Like, I just think it's
Smash my
crazy. Yeah, like that's the part that's why it's like you're saying that's your boy. You're saying that's your boy? Like that feels weird. Only because I guess like as a woman, like when I think about like how guys are with their bros, like they really are like locked in for real. And so like just being able to be like, oh yeah, like you're my bro for real. That's really wild to me. That's insane. And I low key, I don't agree with keeping anything a secret, right? But my thing is, if you've been keeping it a secret for 20 years,
Come on now.
20 years, what did you think? Like, what were you going to get out of saying it? And not just saying it like to the people in a private room. Like, you are now saying it for the whole world to hear.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like a therapy homework assignment of like, go make amends, right? Like, that's like, you have ulterior motives. I don't care what anybody says about it.
Asia, may I?
Yeah, of course.
But last week or the week before that, when I said all truths ain't worth telling, when somebody asked, y'all act like I was the worst person in the world. But now you saying hold a secret.
I'm saying, no, I'm not saying hold a secret. I'm saying because he held the secret, I think that him telling it, the intentions were wrong. I just said, if you're going to say it, I think it should be in a private space, right? Between parties. He put it on it's a public platform to the point that now we are having a full discussion about it. I think there's ulterior motives. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm
In
saying,
fairness to him, it was exposed.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
I just
not
hate
gonna-
I hate when guys get put in that situation and then they say like, oh yeah, that was my dog. And then the other guy that was doing the dirt was like, I mean, nah, we wasn't that cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's rules to cheating, man. It's rules to being foul. It's certain stuff you don't do, bro.
a whole lot in those situations.
There is a right way to do the wrong thing.
Thank you, Lewis. Thank you. Hey, he got to clean up what I said, but that's what I meant. Like, bro, it's certain stuff you just don't do, bro.
He did. Hey, well said.
Yeah, it is, bro. You don't do no mess like that, dog. Because I can't. I got kids. I done brought my kids around here, man, and you dapping them up, they calling you Uncle Freddie. Come
Kids
on,
grown now too, boy.
yeah. They looking at their mama like, really?
You know, I would have never. I watched that show religiously back in the day. I'm one of them people that bought the album.
Me too.
You did too?
Hell
I
yeah.
never would have in a million years thought it would have been him. ever.
Mm.
Ever.
That's
So
crazy.
I mean, I honestly I hadn't seen the other interview with him. I saw Chopper's interview, but I hadn't seen his where he talks about how it transpired. But I think it does tell you that the something that maybe I said years ago on the platform about proximity, like you hit the nail on the head. Sometimes it ain't about what you like, it's about what's available.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It
That
is,
is.
bro. So the last part of social news we got, man, this joint tore the internet up yesterday. Let's get into it. So we got a quick video reaction and then we're gonna talk about it. And to give people further context, the video on the left is what happened in 2003, and the video on the right is what happened this weekend. So Halle Berry recreates the kiss from 2003. With his name is Adrian Brody. I'm gonna be real. I don't want to keep starting off, but I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. The hell with the kiss. Did y'all see her tell the wife, like, hold on, I'm sorry, I gotta do this?
Yeah, for sure.
And
Got the box after that, dog.
it's Halle Berry, man. You tripping. Tripping, bro.
Hey, hold on. Let me do one more thing.
We got a question, though.
Hold on. My fault. So it didn't play. After that, they asked, "Where's your man at, Holly?" And she said, "At home with the kids."
Yeah.
That's the part that I was gonna comment on.
Man, hell no, dog. Lou was talking about that's Halle Berry. So you saying she could say that to your wife? Like, hold on real quick. I gotta do this.
I'm not an actor and I'm not famous. So.
I think we all know.
Good answer.
Bro.
Good answer.
Bro,
But look,
like real talk. Herb 99 real quick, Lewis. Like, no BS, bro. So you telling me her telling her wife to hold on real quick wasn't foul behavior? I gotta do this.
I really think it's the act amongst on the outside looking in is way more egregious than I feel like it truly is, because it's actors and actresses, they kiss and do things all the time. And I think that in which they did it, the context in which they did it before was to put on a show, to be on display. And I think the same reasons were the case here. That it's probably been an ongoing joke, a running theme that means absolutely nothing. And this is me being serious. I really think it was more of a show. And I think because of the space that they're in, that thing probably happens more than what we know.
Hey, DJ Marcel said Holly weird, bro. Hollywood is a weird place, bro.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
I just bro. I don't think you can kiss. I'm sorry, Lewis. I hear everything you saying. How can I say this? If that wife was of a different group, I don't think it could go down like that, man. I don't think it go down like that. Actress, no actress, whatever. I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead, brother.
I think in Hollywood it definitely would still go down like that. Me personally, that's number one. Number two, I agree with what Lewis is saying. And to add to his point, you saw after they kissed, he reached over to kiss his wife right in front of Holly. I don't know if you saw that in the clip too.
Yeah,
I saw her grab him.
She grabbed him, and then all three of them laughed. What is that?
So let me ask you a question, Jay.
Hollywood
you think she grabbed him because she was okay with it, or you think she grabbed him like, what you doing? Let me show you how it's done. Don't be kissing on my man, claiming territory.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In that realm, I don't know. It's a lot about stuff going on over there.
No, come on, dog. That lady ain't. He didn't kiss his wife after that. So did you see his face? I was like, damn, man, what I just do? If I'm him, I'm like, hey, Holly, chill, man. Come on, man. No, man, you can't do that.
Wait, time out, Kenan.
Hold on. He can't. I don't think that he could have that reaction, only because in 2003, he didn't ask Halle that was something that it shocked her. It caught her off guard. That's why this whole thing, it's a spectacle, right? To Lewis's point. That's why as soon as Hallie did it, when she said sorry, his wife, she then cheered, right? As to say, finally, it's done, it's over with. We don't have to keep having this back and forth for all these years. He did it to you, you did it back to him. Let's cheers. We're all kissing now. Let's go on with our lives. Like, I just feel like, but in the real world, I don't think that could go down like that. But I think in Hollywood, absolutely. And I don't think that it has. I hear you, Kenan, about the if she was of a different, group, but I don't actually agree with that totally. And I'm only thinking because I can think of an example off the top of my head where there's a very interesting dynamic with Black folk that I'm just like, I don't know.
Would you
What
be happy
dynamic
talking
is
about
that?
Neo?
No, not Neo. What's that show? It's one of the Tyler Perry shows, and the I can't. It's not gonna be a good reference, but either way, the guy, they now have a break off show, but the guy and the girl, they're together in the
Oh,
show,
Fatima.
right?
Fatima.
Oh, the
Yes,
dude that's with the
yes.
dude that got. I know you're talking about. I know you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, they
Exactly.
real
But
cool.
that's
All
his
of them are
wife's.
cool like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's really his wife's best friend, but that who plays his partner in the show.
Yeah.
Like that's
How does that
also very
translate to kissing
Hollywood
in the mouth
dynamic.
in real life?
Because he's kissing her in the
Not on set. Lewis, why you so like? Lewis, why you keep doing that to me, bro?
Because I feel like you up here trolling.
Bro, it's Hollywood. You're saying how does it? It's the exact same thing. If she did it, the thing is, she did it for spectacle. She did it in front of a camera on purpose to create spectacle. If she did it at home, then it'd be a totally different. If someone caught it on a cell phone, then your point is made. But because it happened in a public setting, in the same public setting, and then it happened again in this public setting, it is exactly what it was the first time. It doesn't mean any more than what it was. And it's Halle Berry.
See, no. So that's what. Okay, bro, you got it. See, Lewis said everything good, but like, you got it, bro. You're right. So I still wow.
You don't think that are you not aware of pretty privilege?
I'm a married man. I love my wife. What did you say earlier in the show?
No, I'm just saying, I'm just speaking in general. You don't think people she's been the pinnacle of what we would all deem as beauty, well, a lot of people would deem as beauty. She got a whole song named after her. She is the pinnacle of what we would deem as beauty. Okay? Just generally speaking. She gets away with things like that more than anyone else.
Got you. Okay. No means no, Holly. So that's hey, Lewis, I just had to stress you out a little bit. Now, I agree to a certain extent. I do think the part that you brought home that I agree with, and Asia said it as well, like because it happened in 2023 and in the same setting, it can happen again in 2025. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that balance of, okay, we get what's going on here. It doesn't remove, what happened, but it's kind of like that what'd you call it? Spectacle? Yeah. That's just wild to me. I don't think you could do that with every group. Hey, so let me ask this, bro. Do you think that it was planned, or you think she could just get away with it in real time?
I think it was planned. I think she intended. I think she knew when she would see him, she would do it, but she would want to do it there.
Got you. So, Asia, I was asking him, do you think it was planned, or do you think that she just got away with it because it's her in the setting?
Yeah, I agree.
And shout out to him, man. He was in Cadillac Records, and he was with Beyonce in that movie.
Hey, yo, get out of here, man.
2 for 2, man.
Hey, man, this dude. See, Lewis flips it back from what he was originally saying every time he makes a comment. Like, you with Beyonce and that. Hey, you wild, bro. All right, man. So we got a quick video reaction. We actually got a full slate tonight. We got a video reaction, a scenario, and then we're gonna get into the topics of the night, man. All right, man. So I don't know if y'all watched this show, Ready to Love. Ready to Love is about a whole bunch of singles that come in an area. They pick an area that's a whole bunch of singles, same number of men and women each week. they like the guys eliminate a woman, vice versa, until they get down to the couple. So I want to show this video, and then we're gonna get in a conversation about dating in the social media era.
My due diligence, and I looked at your like Instagram. So I was doing my due diligence, and I looked at your like Instagram, and I saw you were following hashtags about like poly life. And like me personally, I'm looking for a monogamous relationship. Felt weird knowing that Fritz is following poly influencers on Instagram. I'm looking for a monogamous relationship, so I need to get some clarity on how we're gonna handle this.
Oh, so you think that reflects what I actually believe in?
I mean, I just don't know why else
No,
following that.
No, I follow that out of curiosity. I'm curious. But no, I wouldn't actually engage in that. I was a little taken back when she asked me about that poly thing. Judging somebody based on hashtags is a bit of a reach. I follow NASA. I've never been to space. I follow chefs. I don't cook. So yes, I follow poly. I don't poly. Get your head out the gutter.
All right. So in this era of social media, so what somebody follows or what the algorithm sends you based off somebody else, can that be a reference point? Can we judge based off that? What someone follows? AJ, I got to go with you first. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think it depends, right? Shout out to Princess. Really, because like for instance, I do think that her saying like, oh, because you follow this page, that's probably like your thought process on relationships. I do think that was a reach. And I don't think that was fair that she kind of came in with that whole judgment. And I actually loved him saying like, yeah, I follow NASA. I've never been to space.
Yep.
That was a line. I'm here for it. Right. And I do think that the algorithm does sometimes throw curveballs at you. I mean, we have seen it with me. I will put myself on blast when I share stuff. I think with y'all that one time.
Oh yeah, that was.
To be fair, y'all said how this ended up on your thing. And I'm like, y'all, it really just happened. Okay, I don't follow things like this. I don't know. So I do think that like, I think you should more follow like look at the likes of stuff more than like just the followers or the hashtags.
Jay, what's your thoughts, brother?
I'm not big on this social media world and dating like that. I don't think it's a reflection of who he is. He's on a dating show. So that's what the focus is. You're looking for a monogamous relationship. First of all, when she saw the stuff, was she like going through his phone or he was like showing her as he was like scrolling up?
I think she just looked, if I received the context correctly, I think she just did her due diligence and found out that he was following those types of that hashtag.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't see any relevance in it for me. It was a heavy reach.
I think you finished there, my bad. I think people judge other people on social media based on how they view social media. So I think she uses it as a way to follow her interest or her ambitions, and he may not use it the same. And I think she assumed that was the case. And I think any type of miscommunication with things like that I would say that's more so the root of it. But that For You page is the devil, and the stuff I see on mine, I do not follow that stuff.
Hey, but you continue to see it.
Yeah, for some reason, it just keep popping up. I don't know why.
It's for you.
So I'll give her credit in an area, right? I respect the fact that she brought it to him to allow him to explain it. She ain't just jump off the ledge and like, we live in a cut you off era. Oh, I saw this. Let me cut you off. I'm gone. So I respect the fact that she brought it to him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. My bro DJ Brock said I ain't gonna call her weird, but that's out there, man. That's out there. I think I like the point Lewis said about people judge you off social media based on how they use it. But like, I hate this part. I don't know. It is what it is. I hate that people feel the need to dig like that. That's crazy to me. Like you if you went to somebody's profile to see what they were about, okay, cool. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I was about to go angle that part. Have y'all ever been on social media and you follow someone or something that you never clicked follow on? You're like, what? how am I following this person?
Mm-hmm.
So like
Mhm.
you can get a bad reference point just straight off a glitch. And I'm like, to me, when you dig that much, it's kind of grounded. To me, it's grounded in insecurity to me. Like, why
But
you
it's
digging?
there. That's what
Why
it's
you
there
digging that
for.
much?
But I get what you're saying. Look, I'm 100% with you. But that's why it's there though. It's only what you allow to be put out there about you. Social media is 90% of what you want people to see of you.
Yes.
So you're in control of that. So I think on one end, I do think it's weird, but the second end, well, what the hell is it there for if you don't want people to look at it?
Mm-hmm.
But Louis, that's the point I'm making, bro. She didn't say you posted a lot of this. You did, like, I see a lot of this on your page. She went through what he follows. So if it's, I really do understand what you're saying, but it's not like he posted something like, "Hey, you posted in favor of support of this." She went through this man what he follows. That's crazy to me.
I think the crazy part is the fact that she went through it and she assumed. She didn't ask him. Like, hey, are you into a poly, you know what I'm saying, type of relationship? Or that's what you're looking for? She said, hey, I'm looking for a monogamous relationship. So she basically assumed, like, hey, because you follow this, we don't have similar interests. I don't think that was fair for her to do that. She should have just asked him straight up, like, hey, I see you following these things. Is that what you're interested in? Because that's not the avenue I want to travel.
Social media, hey,
I
bro.
agree
People
with
should go
that.
on social media fast when they date, bro. It ain't that deep, dog. I'm sorry. Like, when you pass a certain age, that shouldn't be a reference point. Like, I ain't gonna go as far as saying that, like, you digging, man. You digging.
But
You
I'm just
digging.
saying, like, people do that all the time though. Like, and I really hope they don't watch this, but I had somebody send me like a where basically somebody had sent them my profile saying like, oh, like, did y'all date? I'm like, there's no way. Like, it's not like this person likes a bunch of my pictures or anything like that. But for that to be something that was sent to one of my like friends from college, it's just like, I just found that to be so odd. So it's like people really do that all the time. And I have not been on social media, mind you, in 4 months. So
Yeah,
my profile's not just popping up anywhere. And so it's
yeah.
like that's like somebody was digging for something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like really, so it happens every day.
My bad, age. I didn't mean to do that.
You stupid, man. You stupid. You stupid, bro. You stupid,
Yes.
bro. All right, but yeah, man. So that ain't it. That ain't
She
it.
was pretty though. She was a pretty young lady.
Oh, definitely. And I watched the show, and that's the thing that gets me, bro. And I'm not trying to. I don't care if I get crucified this year. That's what gets me. I just feel like when you dig that much, you're not. I feel like it's based in an insecurity somewhere, bro. I'm being honest. Like if
Maybe
I'm
she could really.
vibing,
Maybe
okay,
it's
go ahead.
the opposite. Maybe she really liked him. Maybe she's trying to find out as much without having to ask him.
I feel like that's not transparency. That's whack. Ask me.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you why, Lewis. The thoughts you have or she had between when she saw that and when she asked him, you'd have made up a whole bunch of assumptions in your mind that's not even true.
Yeah. But is it fair? Because again, it's there for a reason. You get access to view who people follow for a reason. And I'm about to say something. Maybe you guys have heard it or a version of this. I feel like social media have made us antisocial people. Because to your point, you said, why don't you just ask? But some people have grown up in this society to where that's their interaction. That's how they build a relationship. That's how they find out. People maybe aren't asking directly as often.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I do, bro. I did, and I think I'm just standing in like you childish. Ask the question.
But maybe,
Like,
but I'm saying maybe, but maybe that's the norm now.
Yeah.
but I'm assuming here, she gotta be around our age, bro. That can't be the norm. She ain't, if she's around our age, she ain't grow up in the social media.
Yeah, but she may have not grown up in the social media, but if people have taken that on as their lifestyle, no matter what age they are, they're going to react as such. So it doesn't matter if she's 35, 40. if she values social media that much, she's gonna become that. And to go back to Lewis' point, I've had that happen before. Somebody walk past you, don't say anything. The next thing you know, 2 days later, they DM you, "Hey, I saw you at such and such." It's like, why did you just say something? That's common sense. But people are more comfortable doing it through DMs and stuff like that because
you was getting my DMs, my boy.
Nah, my DMs don't. But go ahead. I'm just saying like that. That's their level of comfortability.
Yeah, I still believe it's childish and rooted in somewhat of an insecurity. I think people's natural instinct to protect themselves when they're not confident that this person is who they, because it's like this. I feel like you go digging when you feel like you're trying to get something on them before they get it on you. Like this person, I got to make sure this person is who they say they is because I need to, like, because I may not be, I'm presenting a certain way. I hate that. That's just how I feel about it. Seriously. Like, I hate that. Like, the whole thing is like, okay, we're dating. I'm feeling you. I'm vibing. You know what? I like you. Let me go dig. What? That's
sounds like this has happened to you before, my brother.
You said what?
When did she do that to you, man? When did someone do that to you?
I've never had it happen, but I never had it happen. But I've seen far too many things fall apart before they get started based on social media. And I'm gonna tell you the stupidest thing about it. And I'm gonna be real, it's probably not what he was saying. I don't follow stuff I'm not interested in. So if you don't follow that, and that is the game, Lewis. I mean, if you don't believe in that and that's the game, why would you be following that? Why would you put that perception about yourself out there if that's the game? So I'm not gonna go far into it. But remember, we had a conversation about something currently that we're doing behind the scenes, and I was talking to you about like perception of when they click on something.
Yes.
So the point I'm making is, if I understand that people do that, why am I going to be following stuff that is going to give a vibe that I don't want? You understand what I'm saying?
Because people are going to be checking what you're following.
Wait,
that's
but
why I
can I
don't follow
also
that
just
stuff
say
on my.
something too? I think like people, and this is like no shade to her, but like low key, like if this is something that he is curious about, he is definitely not thinking about her or anybody else when he's on his social media following things because he's curious about it. Like anytime I follow whatever, I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, are people gonna see this? No, I'm thinking I just want to see, like, I follow a bunch of like dogs and stuff. Like, I don't have a dog, right? People might look at it and think that I have dogs. But for me, I'm not thinking about, and I'm using that because it's a very neutral thing, but like I'm not thinking about how other people are gonna perceive me because I don't, in that moment, it's not about them. I think sometimes so often people think so much is about them. And it's like, or I'm just living my life in my bubble. And if you want to then become associated with my life, ask me questions about me. It has nothing to do with you because it's not about you. Your social media is about you. My social media is about me. And like, I don't know why it can't just be that.
And I hate the way we buy into. That's the way it is now. Social media. I'm like, no, man. No, I've rarely met somebody who are who they I hate to say this, man. This sounds so bad. Most people who portray themselves the same way online in real life typically don't go that route. Like, they understand the difference. So if I understand the difference and I'm approached, or I'm in a situation where I got to learn about somebody, I'm asking questions. Like, I think it has to get back to originality at some point. Not originality, but get back to like the basics. I just think it's stupid.
The basic.
What's your thoughts on polygamy? If I'm anti that and that's a deal breaker for me, I'm going to ask you about my deal breaker.
I think, but see, I think sometimes the way you think, it's kind of like what Asia said. You just think like in the bubble, which is how you think for yourself. But I think
saying the bubble being maturity.
No, yeah, and that could be labeled like that. That's a fact. But I'm saying I think you're ruling out the fact of that's not what's happening now. You get what I'm saying? Like, some things transition over, temp phase, clothes go in and out of style. Like, but a lot of things you have to adapt with. And I think social media is something that you're gonna have to adapt with. And if you keep thinking, it's just like our brand. making our brand bigger, different things. We're gonna start doing stuff we don't want to do or don't, see at the time.
No, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do. No, I'm not. That's what I'm saying, Jay. No, I'm not.
But you don't know. You know what? To Jay's point, you don't know that yet. You don't know that.
But this is the point. Jay, I agree with everything you said. Huh?
The way that's more so on some stuff like on some business type stuff. It may be something that you don't know in that area, and it's like, hey, we need you to do this to take it to the next level. You gonna say no to that?
I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to say no, but it's like I'm not going to compromise my morals and values for something. And I'm not saying she did, right? I'm not saying she did that. I'm not saying he did that. Jay, the only thing I'm saying is if there's a representation of myself that if this is the game and I don't want it to be and I don't want to be misrepresented, I'm not associating myself with those things. A like, a follow. I'm associating myself then.
In whose eyes?
There's plenty of things I send y'all that I'm not following.
But in whose eyes are you associating that with? Yours or the person that you? I don't get that.
That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making, Jay. If this is the game, if social media is the game now, okay, I'm not going to put that type of stuff on my social media to give that type of attention to things that I really don't associate with. So what I'm saying is if polygamy is a thing that I spark interest, I may search up polygamy. #polygamy. I'm not following it.
She said she saw him in his hashtag, right?
He was following the hashtag polygamy.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is like if that's the game, you playing it the wrong way. If I'm following Miss Twerk something, it's like, oh, are you in the twerkers? And I'm like, nah, I'm just following her because she needs support.
She died, did she?
Did she?
I think so. One of them did. That's sad.
Yo, man.
Yo, that just came. What?
I ain't lying.
I'm not saying you are, bro. I'm not saying you are, bro.
You the one brought her name up acting like I'm crazy because I remember the story. But you brought her.
Or do you follow her?
I don't follow none of that stuff. It keep popping up and I don't know how to get it off my phone.
You just hit, hey, Lewis, hit unfollow.
I don't follow none of that stuff, man. It just keep popping up.
Hey, we gonna move on, bro. That's why we gonna move on, man. We got a scenario, dog. All right, man. So bear with me. I'm gonna read it. It's a little lengthy, man. This got sent in, so we're gonna read it, give our thoughts and perspectives. So, yo, what up, fam? I need y'all to cover this on the show because I know I'm not the only one dealing with this. Me, a male that's 32, and my girl, a female that's 31, have been together for 7 years. No cheating, no major drama, just real love. But lately, it feels like love isn't enough. She's a traveling nurse, always in different cities, and I'm a teacher, grounded in routine and community. At first, we made it work, but now it feels like we're living two separate lives. Last week, she mentioned taking a contract across the country for 6 months. I told her I can't do another long stretch apart. She sighed and said, so I'm supposed to sink my dream for you. That hit me. I love her, but I can't keep feeling like I'm waiting around for her schedule to line up with mine. Neither of us wants to be the bad guy, but I feel like we're holding on or just because we're scared to let go. So tell me, how do you know when it's really time to move on? And can you love someone but still not be right for each other? I need y'all take.
That's a good writing right there.
It's time to have that conversation.
What's that conversation, bro?
What are we going to do, right? Because I love us enough to make whatever it is we need to make work, right? It seems like to me, she's choosing herself and her career. She's kind of made up her mind. Like, hey, I'm supposed to do this for you. And when people start saying that, you've lost the us. I think that's the language of love. It's us. We're on a goal. We're trying to accomplish this. We are trying to get to this point in this milestone. But when the word choice that was used was, I'm supposed to do all this for you. I'm supposed to sacrifice this for you. I'm supposed to sacrifice my thing for you. You already kind of separated yourself, and it's no longer a team or us or we thing.
Are they married or just like in a relationship? What did it say?
I think he said it married. Right?
No, we've been together for 7 years.
Oh,
no cheating, no major drama, just real love.
Traveling for 7 years already.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show this comment really quickly. Mark says that they need to break up. She don't value the relationship the way he does. He needs to find his wife elsewhere. Man, so I'm kind of
So
torn, right? Oh, go ahead, Asia.
No, I was just gonna say, and even to that comment just around like he needs to find his wife elsewhere. Like for me, what it sounds like, and I'm adding information that we don't have, right? So I do want to preface this by saying that. But if they are not married, right? Because my question would be, what is she asking for in return? Because if they have been together for 7 years, right? And I don't know if marriage is the goal, but going just with what Marcus L said, right? He should find his wife elsewhere. For 7 years, I doubt that that it's only been him that's made sacrifices in 7 years, right? And then let's say if she wants a ring out of this, or he's been talking about marriage or it hasn't happened, just whatever that situation is, then for her it's like, okay, then I need to make sure that I'm good if you're not giving me what I'm asking for in return. So my question, I guess, is just like, what is she asking for in return? Because just coming from a woman's perspective, like a lot of times if marriage is the goal, right? If marriage is the goal, if I've been with you for 7 years, I'm expecting at some point you're really making that step in the commitment. If it's been 7 years and you haven't, what is tying me besides love and time that we've already had together? What is tying me to not then go chase my career to be away for 6 months? Because maybe if I'm away for 6 months, maybe you'll realize how much I actually mean to you. And then maybe you'll want to propose, right? Or maybe you'll realize, okay, you know what? Maybe it's not the best for either one of us, but I still have been able to live my life, right? I can say that I haven't been depending on you, or that I gave up my career for a man that's not willing to give me a ring that I've been with for 7 years, right? So
Yeah.
once again, I'm adding things to the conversation, but I think some of those things are, I would want to know.
So, Asia, really great points. I think to those points, when I read it, I did read it one time before I read it. Yeah, I'm sorry because I had to, But I think two things that stuck out to me about what you're saying. She was gun ho. I got you. I'm gonna post y'all comments. Appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm gonna put it up there in a little bit. So, I think for me, this is what people don't like to talk about. It's about to get real uncomfortable a little bit. Travel nurse, teacher, right? Second, she's career driven, and what he said was, I'm grounded in love and community. That seems like that seems like a money. I'm not gonna project that, but it's like she's all about this, and you talking about love and community, and she ain't worried about that because she dipping out. You know what I'm saying? When she said, "Think my ship for you,"
yeah,
I get Lewis. I agree with Lewis with the verbiage, me versus you, or me and this. But let's talk about this for a second, dog. If you had what you needed at home, you wouldn't feel the need to take the contract. And Asia, I don't want to belittle the point of like maybe he's not advancing the way she would want him to, so she doesn't feel the need to stay there, and she keeps advancing, doing what she needs to do because he's not making the appropriate steps to make sure she's good. You know what I'm saying? I think the conversation gets really rough. Is like, it is about us, but there are moments and times in relationships where you are on singular journeys, but it circles back to us. So if she was sticking and moving that whole 7 years, that could get rough. Was there downtime in between there? Did I stay home for a year or two before I got back on the road? You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest with you. Once I'm like, hey, can you stay here with me? And I'm like, yeah, nah, dog. And I'm gonna be real. You should have been complaining about the travel before now if it was a real issue. Like, don't make it a thing now. If it wasn't an issue year 1 through 5, and on year 7, you know what I'm saying? It won't a problem before. So it's many avenues of that. When I hear, oh, I'm grounded in love and community, and she like, I'm trying to get this bread. What you doing, my boy? Real quick. Lucid Love Society says it's time to move on. Once she's not scared to lose you, it's over. It's not a bad point.
Yeah.
He said he can't do another long stint, though. So she has done it before. She puts her career over the relationship, and that's okay. But needs to find someone who wants him as much as he wants her. It happens sometimes, bro. Sometimes career does go over the relationship. It has to be
It,
Go ahead, Lewis.
no, I was gonna say what's unfortunate. Like this is a situation where no one's wrong.
Yep.
There's no bad
Right.
guy. Neither one of them are wrong for wanting what they want. You know, that's why I said it's time to have a conversation and understand. To Asia's point, I hate saying she was right, but what direction are they moving in? Right? Are they moving towards said goal of being together long term? What does that look like? Because again, to my earlier point, that is not a me versus you conversation. That is a we us conversation.
Once you say like I got
Yeah,
it,
because
Go ahead, Asia. Go ahead, Asia.
no, I was gonna say like, and to Lewis's point, like, because when you and Kenny, you brought this up, but like even thinking about like the salary difference, right? Now, I'm gonna speak in general terms, but a travel nurse, generally speaking, makes more than a teacher, generally speaking. And
Right.
so even if the goal is like, let's say it's like oh, we're gonna get a house together, we're gonna at some point settle down, all these things, cool, 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 cool. How we buying this house? The house that we want. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like, how are we sometimes certain things is an investment, right? And so if it is that she is now making more money, let's just say we don't know the situation, but if it is that her salary is greater than his, then maybe for her it's like, you know what? Yeah, we need we need this extra me going away for 6 months right now if we've been talking about getting all this stuff for our future, right? And so for him, it might be now it's no longer worth the investment, right? Of time. Now I do want you to be here. And she might still be thinking, okay, well, are we trying to have this house, right? With the pool and with these other rental properties and all this kind of stuff? Because love that you're grounded, love that you're a teacher, love what you do for the kids. But and also, I got to travel.
And she
I'm
want a
a
Louis bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
And she
real with
want
you,
to
Asia. I'm gonna be real with you, and this is my opinion, so I don't really care how nobody feel about it. I don't feel like a relationship could last if that's the dynamic for a long extended period of time. If your lady making more than you like that for a long period of time, I don't feel like no woman want to feel like she's taking care of a grown man, dog. I'm sorry. I'm being honest. I don't care how much they flip it in 2025. I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I think that matters when you've done your effort to create the foundation and then you transition into that. But if from jump, she making here, you making here, you talking about love and community, and she about that bread, and every time it come down to it, she got to do everything on her end. I don't think that's a sustainable dynamic. I'm sorry. I don't. Because I really am. Call me immature. Call me traditional. Because like after a while, like I hate when people act like money doesn't hold weight in relationships. Everybody try to act like, oh no, like I don't care about the money. Give me a good person. Yes, give me a good person. But I can't be taking care of no grown adult, and specifically a woman taking care of a man. Because that's what she's gonna eventually feel like if every time we go out to eat, you gotta reach in your purse every time. I just don't believe that dynamic is sustainable. I don't. I believe it has spurts of it now. I'm not saying it don't go like that, but if for it to be that way the whole time, nah. Would Asia, may I ask, would you feel that way about that?
I'm taking care of somebody.
You make
No,
I'm not getting into the 50. Okay. But even if he holds down his parts of what it is, like whatever
no,
y'all
yeah, like,
agreement was.
I think that that's different, right? Like my thing is, and once again, like to whoever wrote this in, like we're not saying that you don't, hold your weight or anything like that. But I do think it is a conversation just around like, because I wouldn't mind holding my weight if I have more resources, right? If I know where we're going. And I think that's why the conversation is so important.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like if I have to then work, do the 6 month stint or whatever the case may be, because I know that number one, I have a ring on my finger. That's just me personally. And two, that we are going to be building together. I have no issue with that. I have no issue with we don't have to eat out all the time because you cook some amazing food. You know what I'm saying? Like I do think that it's like it should be a balance in relationships. I think in different parts of relationships, people are going to hold their weight differently. and that weight changes, right? And so if I've known this person forever and all they've talked about is being a teacher, why would I then be upset that they chose the career that they've always wanted? I wouldn't be upset at that.
You will
Right.
Just
leave though.
because we chose different paths. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, even if we chose different paths, if I know that we're still on the same side, I know if we're working towards something together, I have no problem with holding my weight. But what I do have a problem with is that, let's say I want marriage. I don't know if she does or not, but if I want marriage, I've been with you doing this for 7 years and you have not had the conversation with me. Or when I talk about marriage, it's the I don't know, well, we're still trying to work it out. Then I have a problem. Then I have an issue.
So in that scenario, Asia,
Hold on.
are you? Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, so my take on the situation is this. Number one, like Lewis said, they definitely need to have a conversation as far as like the us situation. It's a lot of you, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. The traveling to me only became worse because they grew further apart as the traveling was happening. So people don't understand, yes, when you're traveling, because I travel, but when you're traveling and things are good because you're still doing those check-ins and things are still going well in the household, it makes it better. But because they grew apart so much, her making that comment and what he's thinking about in that moment in the 6 months is that, hey, baby, I don't mind you doing that if the goal is what Asia said. Baby, I'm doing this 6 month stint so we can buy this house. You get what I'm saying? So giving him that reassurance on his end, I think the conversation will go a little bit better. As far as the traveling nurse to teacher, like she said, she knew she signed up with dating a teacher no matter what. And we don't know his salary. I don't think that plays a factor at all. I think them growing distant and not having those tough conversations is what's making it worse right now. Because right now she's at a point in her career to where it's taking off. She's thriving. He wants to be supportive, but they have to be honest and understand that they don't want the same thing in this stage of their relationship right now. So how do you navigate that? Because somebody's gonna feel like they're taking the back seat.
But to Lewis's point, Jay, they are. But I think sometimes maybe if you need to travel for 6 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be with you, to me, a compromise would be, okay, let me see if I can find a teaching job or a long-term subbing job in that area. Now, if you just want to be gone and you don't want me to come, that's when we're gonna have a problem. Second, I got a question for you.
No, let me ask you a question. Why would you have a problem with that if you never traveled with her before?
I'm gonna tell you right now, you talking to the wrong guy. Because as soon as my wife said I'm going to DC after I graduate, I went to a whole nother university to finish my degree. I won't let my lady being out there. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
If you know me, you know. Like, and I ain't ashamed to say it.
Yeah.
Nah, dog. She said I'm going to DC. I like, when? Mate, boy, I got that transcript. I had one class missing. Hey, High Point University. How much? Bro, that one class cost more than my whole senior semester. That's how real I was about making sure I dipped up out of there. Nah. So I think there's compromises back to the us. If that's where the money at and that's our agreement and I want to be around you, I'm going to find a way to make that work.
Mm-hmm.
I think to your point, Jay, when you grow apart, I don't care about making it work no more. Oh, you don't want to be around me. Nope, I don't. And then we just ready to end it there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but Asia, let me jump back real quick. Let me ask you a question. So you want marriage, and this is your scenario. You'll finance your own wedding?
By myself or with my man? Like, what do you have?
In this scenario,
just like me.
You I mean, you have the more bread, so you would be financing more than he would. You cool with financing your wedding? That's where the money at. That's why you went away for 6 months.
Hey, yo, this man, wow.
Yeah,
That ain't wild.
that actually is a wild question.
No,
it's not.
The reason why
I'm saying for him to ask me, I think yes it is, but I think, what do I think?
You speaking for all women tonight, Asia?
No, I'm not. First of all, let me just say that I'm not speaking for all women. Okay, all right. Number two, I don't think that I guess because I don't have an issue like paying for my wedding, only because once again, I'm not paying for it by myself, right? Like, let me also keep that in context. Like, it would be, and I guess this is going into like how finances would be divided later on, but yeah, like if I have to pay for my wedding, who else is paying for it?
So I'm gonna go.
Like,
so let me
else
get
to pay for it.
So this is what I'm asking. The scenario is you're traveling for money. You want to know the goal, which
Yes.
I do want to get married. I can't afford it because I'm my salary. You know what you signed up for. You have the salary to travel the bread. We come back. Our wedding is 15,000. You put up 12. I put up 3.
That would never happen. No. Oh, if that's what you're asking me, that's not happening. No.
But you have the money.
No. First of all, he's not unemployed. Let's get that number one. He's not unemployed. He's not. He's not. But what I'm saying is, like, if the cost, and this isn't just me being real, like I said, I wouldn't mind. I don't mind paying for my wedding, but I'm paying for it with my partner.
Mhm.
However we divvy that out, we do that. But
12
I'm
and 3.
also like, I don't think we would not divvy it out like that. We wouldn't.
If you make significantly more than in this scenario, we stick it to the scenario, not real life. If you make significantly more than your partner, would you not pay significantly more than I would or than that person would?
I might, but I'm not spending. Then I have a limit, and I guess y'all have to understand. Like for me with weddings, I have a whole different thought process on weddings in general. I've never wanted a big wedding, never ever ever. I want a small little something, right?
But she wants the
So
big
for
ring
me,
though, y'all. Don't let her fool you.
yes, I do.
So
Yes,
would
I
you
do.
pay for your own ring?
Absolutely no.
Asia.
That, to be honest,
Wait,
if I can be so real with you, that's where I draw the line. That's why I'm not paying for my own ring. I'm not.
What if you what if you say, let me use your car real quick? I gotta run somewhere.
Nope. I'm not paying for my own ring.
You should not. We're laughing at you. You should not have to pay for your own ring.
I agree.
But no, you should not.
I'm not paying for my own.
I'm not. Hey, but Asia, let me clarify. I'm not talking about Asia specifically. I'm just saying, in that scenario, if I was with the goal that you were with, which is marriage, but the way this scenario works out seems like that person pays more, that person makes more. Naturally, you will be responsible for more. That would be my thing. You will be responsible.
So if I'm sticking to not Asia, not me, just generally speaking. So you had me waiting 7 years to give me $3,000. That's an issue. That's a problem. 7
But
years,
you
$3,000.
knew I was broke. You knew I was broke when you got with me.
3,500.
He's not broke. Okay, we're not saying he's broke. And I just want to clarify: just because somebody makes less than somebody else does not mean that the other person is broke.
Okay.
Oh, I need my sisters on here right now. Y'all are stressing me.
Oh. Jay said he put another 500 on there.
Hey, and she said 7 years, so I had to up the ante. You know what, girl? You right. 37.50. That's all I can do.
Hey, but Asia, you get what I'm saying? though. That's a real thing.
Yes,
though.
no, I know what you're saying, but the way that I feel, I would answer differently than I am for like the general thing, but it's still a partnership, right? So like at some point, yes, if somebody makes more money, then they make more money.
But wouldn't the budget adjust based on?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I was going to intervene, but I'll let it play out. If the disparity is that great and all he could come up with is 3,500, I'm gonna give him that 3,500 that Jay was talking about. So let's say he can only come up with 3,500. They're not going to have a $15,000 wedding, is what Asia's saying.
Right.
They may have a $7,000. That wedding may now be $7,000. Is what she's saying.
Thank you, Louis.
She wouldn't spend 12 just so she could have a $15,000 wedding because he can only bring 3,500. She's gonna have a $7,000 wedding because we're putting on this together.
There you go.
So is the ring gonna come down to that same logic?
She's not paying for the ring.
He's been working 7 years for this ring. He's been working 7 years.
It's
for this
35.
ring.
So
he got $7,000. He said $1,000 a year. He got 3,500 for the wedding and 3,500 for the ring.
No, that's what the 500.
Hey Louis, he better save another 3,500 for the divorce.
Y'all better leave my imaginary husband alone.
No. I hear what Louis said, but he lied. Hey, look, Asia, if I go 3,500 and I'm like, hey, this the ring, I got you. Yeah, I might as well keep it. Hey, look, so nah, man. Nah, I might as well keep it. I might as well leave that 5 for that paperwork that's coming.
Nah, the funny part
about lawyer up.
Asia keeps saying in 7 years, $3,500.
Because that's crazy to
That's
me.
$500 a year.
Hey, he
look,
doing
bro.
good.
Hey, look. Hey, man, because of time, y'all, we gonna hop into the fair or foul, man. We gonna get over our topics of the night. We gonna hop into this fair or foul. All right, man. So y'all know if y'all been rocking with us for a while, we always end the night off with a great little fair or foul situation. So fair or foul, going on a solo trip while married, fair or foul? I'll start. Fair.
About the fairest thing you could do.
Man, that's so. I used to say foul, but that's fair, bro. You need that sometimes.
Asia, what you thinking?
I think it's fair. But I had a conversation and it was shown that it was very much foul. So it made me think about like it was like, oh, you we together, but you thinking about solo trips, you thinking about solo things. It's like
Yeah.
I get that, right? So for me it's fair, but I can understand how it can be foul for some people though.
I think it depends on where you are in your relationship, right?
Okay.
If we're new, that ain't a time for me to go on a solo trip, right? If we newlyweds or we don't have an established foundation. Speaking personally, now I'm gonna be real and admit my thoughts on here, okay, through my experiences instead of creating all these other earths, as my brother like to talk about all the time.
99 to be exact.
So in my experience, I realized I needed to, like, when I went to DC, I'm like, I'm going by myself, right? Because I need that. And it's because I've established so much of a foundation at home. I feel like I've earned the right to do that. Right. I've earned the right to pour into myself and really create time in a space where I can only focus on me. Like, as a man, like, even if everything is paid for, I'm still the protector. So even if I walk down the street with my kids or my wife, I'm still not walking as Lewis. Because I'm still thinking about my wife and Lewis. So I think it's important that for everyone to be able to have a sense of self. And I think having a vacation or having now I'm not going to the DR. You know what I'm saying?
What happens in the
That's
DR,
foul.
Lewis?
Chance the Rapper.
Hashtags are in DR. So my thing is, you do have to be at a certain place in your relationship to where that is acceptable and considered fair.
I'm a disagree with my good brother on one little small part. I wholeheartedly agree with the logic and the foundational part. I feel like you should start the way you're going to finish. I think it can have a lot of shock value. I think, me personally, like, I went on a lot of trips when me and Britt was just together. We'll be like, hey, bros, we're going to Charlotte this weekend. Cool. And I think what it did was it set the precedence that we're always going to be an individual in this situation. But what I think was very important while we did that, it was like I was building the trust of, like, I can go do that with my bros and come right back and I ain't on no funny business. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be real, that a lot of people don't talk about, not speaking on Lewis, but I'm saying in general, that could also go the opposite way. You have all the foundation you want and you go get shocked on a trip and you realize some stuff you don't need to know and you ain't used to this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So,
but where you going though? Where you going where that's happening?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And Lewis, I'm gonna be super G, bro. This is why I'm happy I did it the way I did. It ain't even about where you go. I feel like when you go on solo trips like that, you with all the thoughts that you can't really express because you not yourself in moments. So you really might not know what environment is gonna pull what out of you. I'm not going straight to cheating, but you never know. Some people start to enjoy being by themselves. Like, man, I'm just waiting to get away from everything, just be by myself. I don't even want to deal with that no more. So it ain't even about people jump to like, oh, you gonna start wild. No, some people are like, damn, I ain't gotta, you know what I mean? And I think the important part for my situation was I was going with my bros that was in relationships too. So it curated a vibe where our girls at the time, wives now, was like, oh, we about to go on our girls trip. Go. And I'm not gonna bother you because we created the individual. Like, you have to be, let me say this, man. you got to be an individual in your marriage, or you will drive yourself crazy. You'll
Yes,
literally
absolutely.
lose your own identity. So to me, it's fair
Absolutely.
because, like, and my brother, I got to give my big brother credit on his lows. He used to always tell me, like, hey, bro, you're going to start how you finish. And I never knew what he meant. But like all these foundational things Lewis is talking about, in my experience, like happen way before you say I do. So the way you move about things, you need to make sure you move with intention, you're being genuine, and you communicate on why you're doing it. And it was rough at first. We went through the whole thing with the family, like, why y'all going on trips? Why y'all going on separate trip? Da da da. And I on the way back home, I'm like, hey, baby, that's them, not us. Like they can feel how they feel about it. But as long as we locked in this car and we understand that you need that time to yourself and I need that time to myself, and we coming right back and getting right back to it, we straight. And now it ain't even a thing.
Wait, but hold on. Let me ask this real quick though. So
Sure.
you're talking about Keenan, like, and I like I said, I for me it's fair because I like going on solo trips, but I definitely understand how it can be found. I completely agree with what Lewis said, like everything he said. But does it make a difference, right? If it's not just a girl's trip or a guy's trip, but it's like a legitimately solo trip. Like I'm packing my suitcase and I'm taking myself, just me, and I'm going somewhere else.
It will only make me uncomfortable from a safety perspective. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. That
That's
means
how I was taking it. That's how I took the question.
Oh, okay. So, but I'm gonna be well. I still think it's fair. But
Okay.
I still think it's fair. I just don't think that's how I would spend my trip, if that makes sense. Because even in the reason why I didn't take it like that, because even when Lewis said I'm going to DC by myself, he still was interacting with a group of people that he knew. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
but I was like,
I see.
but parts of that trip I'm isolated.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's my 50th
Right.
trip that I'm really by myself. You get what I'm saying? So
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's the point that I'm making. Like some of that's intentional. Like, yeah, I'm coming out, hanging out with y'all, but I'm actually in the hotel by myself in the room. Like, it's value to that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Those are more those types of situations for me is more of a weekend.
Gotcha.
Like I go somewhere by myself for a Saturday, come back Sunday. I'm groovy. And as a man, I'll say this, and I know I've been long-winded, forgive me. I don't think women truly understand how mentally and emotionally taxing it can be to be a true provider and protector for your family. You're never thinking about yourself. You're not. So it is truly tough to like every second of the day. Like, and I hate to say this, and maybe this is me. Like, even when your lady just call you in the middle of the day outside of the schedule, you thinking like, is everything cool? And then you hear like, hey, what's up? You're like, all right, bet. That small little, damn, is everything straight? She double call you. My wife double called me today about what size pull-ups, man. I almost lost my mind. I'm like, oh, I missed 2 of them things. But it just puts you on alert like that, though. Am I tripping? Am I tripping?
No.
Nope. You sleep differently. Like when I'm by myself, I sleep totally different.
Yep. Yeah. I didn't say my joke. Jay, what's your thoughts, bro?
I mean, honestly, I'm taking my 3,500. I'm going on a solo trip. So I'm not sure about, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in Houston with it. You know what I'm saying? Miami. I'm enjoying myself, boy.
Hey, that 35 go a long way when it's just you, boy.
7 years, my boy. 7 years.
Hey, Jay, so how was that when you used to be on the road by yourself a lot, working like that? Is that the same type vibe you got?
No, and I'll get into that for y'all. For me, that was different. Even though I was traveling all those places and I was in those, nice hotels and everything. At first, it was the excitement of, like Lewis was saying, like it's relaxing, you sleep different. But when you're used to being a family man, being around your family, those walls, if you don't find stuff to do while you're over there, it's like a prison, man, because it's like you just going to work, coming back, just sitting in a room. And when you sit with yourself for so long, your mind is only running on what can I do for the family? How can I do this? How can I do that? But when you've never planned stuff for yourself and like really sat down with yourself, man, that stuff will mess with you. So I wasn't enjoying it as much as people, thought. I was enjoying it, the nice flights and the hotels every now and then, but it was tough for me for a very long time.
And the what, Jay? And the what?
And the 3,500.
Oh, never mind.
The complimentary breakfast in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the complimentary. Never mind.
this dude, bro.
Come on, man.
Hey, you wildin', man.
Where
Hey,
are my
Louis, hey, when
sisters
Louis go like
at?
this, he's serious.
Where are my
It's-
sisters at?
Hey, come on, man.
Asia, I know you said you initially agree with it. Do you think that's something that you would implement or continue to implement in that space?
Like going on solo trips?
Yeah, like if you do them now, you know it's fair, but like once you get married, would you still continue to do that to keep your individuality in that, or do you see it? Is it dependent upon the situation and the vibe?
I'm gonna be so honest. Solo trips, as far as like truly like me just going somewhere, I don't think I would be able to do that anymore. Just because uh like for me now, I don't have to think about who's checking for me or anything like that. Like I can just go, right? But I'm also very much aware if I'm in that situation, how my partner is then like worried, and it is a safety thing, right? I am small in stature. You know what I'm saying? Like there are other things that to consider that I would also like I would take that into consideration, but y'all know I don't like now I don't stay home. So for me it'll be very hard to then have somebody like try to be like, "Oh, you can't go anywhere." That wouldn't work. So for me, it would be like just going somewhere, you know, visiting my friends and everything like that. But a pure solo trip, I would slow down on that for sure.
Because are you saying because you wouldn't want to deal with like the anxiety it provokes from your partner?
Yeah, yeah. And because for me, my thing also is like, God forbid, like I am somewhere and then something truly does happen to me. I do really have to consider my partner. You know what I mean? Like right now it's different. It's just me. Like it's like, yeah, if I do this, this is like it's on me. Like people would be sad or whatever. But to have somebody that's my partner, I really do have to take that into consideration. So I wouldn't like go somewhere by myself unless it was like we had that conversation.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be real, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Make sure you like this video for the algorithm, man. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Appreciate y'all tapping in. I think the closest solo trip, it will look very similar to what Lewis explained. I would go probably stay by myself, but still interact with my people. You know what I mean? Like and now that I'm reflecting on it, like I don't want to sound crazy. People that's dads and husbands and professionals understand. When you in those spaces, you enjoy the smallest things, man. You probably get up 5 in the morning just because you ain't got to deal with nothing. Go work out, go grab some breakfast, take a nap. You done did all that, and it's 9 o'clock. And you're like, oh shoot, like what we on? You know what I'm saying? It's like me personally, I didn't really understand what it really meant to be tapped out. And tapped out for me isn't really like my emotional and mental exhaustion from my concern around my family. And I don't want people to think I'm saying you just, oh my God, my family. Nah, like it requires a certain level of you to make sure that they're good. Especially I have small kids. They're needy right now. You know what I mean? But I think my solo trip will probably mirror what Lewis said. I would probably live in my own space, but still tap in with my folks. I'm too social for that. I'm too social for that. And like, nah, that's not me. I mess around, be on FaceTime with y'all, and I'm by myself. Come on, man. Nah, I'm too social for that. People know me. I'm the definition of an extrovert. I ain't no introvert at all.
That is true.
Yeah. Hey, but any more thoughts on the fair foul?
Nope.
Hey, man, look, y'all, appreciate everybody tapping in tonight, man. This has been another episode of the Monday Night Crew. So make sure if you're not, you subscribe to the page. Please like this video. And also hit that bell notification, getting all content coming to the page, whether it be Monday Night Crew, Last Name Loyalty, The Kickback by MVW, or Traffic Jam. So make sure y'all tap in, man. It's your boy K. Mims. We got the lady of the show, Asia. We got my bros, DJ J Dub and Louis B. Appreciate y'all tapping in for us. We are the Monday Night Crew, and we are out.